Another abandoned dog. Rasper. Tell me, Rasper, what can you do for me? 5% of incoming hits converted to grazes. All this reading out loud makes my mouth dry.
As you like.
Patterns, both local and foreign, adorn these bolts of fine cloth. Hello, Eelfur.
If you find yourself in need of comfortable garb, I'm happy to oblige.
The dwarf tips his head in a curt, professional manner. Joe, you're a tailor?
I've been known to rip a seam here and there, patch some shredded gear back into shape.
His expression shifts, turning sour.
Thought I was an armorer, did you? Assumed that my tree stump limbs and barrel chest lend themselves better to the forge than the needle?
Grab him by the collar? Why would I do that? Well, wouldn't they?
Did you see these? Soft as a pair of undisciplined bottoms. Take a man's measure before you judge his worth.
Eelfur presents his large, if uncreased hands.
If it's armor you're after, Marihi will set you up. She's got a knack for metal.
He points out the door and jerks his head to the east. Show me what you have for sale. Ooh, oh, bunch of stuff I, once again, cannot afford. Oh, I should equip, that's a medium shield. I should equip that on a dare. Burglar's gloves. Oh, I want them. Oh well. Mostly because of the mechanics.
I shall make it so.
Patterns, both local and foreign, adorn these bolts of fine cloth. I think I already read that. Give me the rice. What was that? I think I discovered something as I left. Oh no, I got spotted. That's what it was. Oh boy. The Luminous Bathhouse. Bathhouse. Time for a bath. Check out them cheeks, Ganor. You are greeted by a tall, carefully composed man. The crescent moon in the center of his forehead glows faintly. Up close, the careful tailoring of his opal-adorned robes and their immaculate cleanliness speak to a deep well of vanity.
Welcome, I am Ganor, owner and proprietor of the Luminous Bathhouse.
He stares at you for a moment, evaluating you, and purses his lips.
My guards will not hesitate to expel any rowdy or obnoxious individuals. Mind your manners, and you will find no quarrel with me.
What do you have for sale?
My friend, you return.
I'd like to try a bath.
Anything at all? Of course you would. Just speak with a steward near the stairs. He will make certain you are treated well.
Have you tried the bathing pool? Kira, its waters allow you to absorb the powers of the dead.
You are too morbid, my friend. The Adra Ganor uses has been blessed by the gods, and it is their blessing too morbid, that empowers you. The
Too much talking.
Is this your first time to the baths?
Oh great. An old man stretches his arms over his head and yawns, making a show of displaying his moistened physique. I haven't been in the water yet.
The cost is high, but so are the delights.
What delights are you referring to?
I might have the skin and bones of a retired scarecrow, but the waters bring youth back, where it counts.
He studies you from under a lowered brow as his knees begin to drift apart. Nope, you can stop that right now.
No matter. I won't let this energy go to waste.
He furrows his brow and glances toward the other patrons. Rare and colorful fish swim from end to end of the watery enclosure.
Oh, look at that. It's like a little ocean. Oh, we need one of those for our ship.
I see you brought your pain, but you need come to ease it. Pity.
A venerable elf sits beside the water, her creased and spotted skin slightly flushed by the heat. Numerous scars mar her skin on face and torso alike. Her eyes open and their sharp gaze focuses on you. Pain? I have no pain.
Aye, if you say so.
The elf's eyes examine you as a physician might, probing but impersonal. What brings you to the bathhouse? I don't suppose it was to get clean?
It eases my pain. More than that is an awful long yarn, and nae lickly.
I'd like to hear it.
I fecht in the broken stone war some 2 centuries gone by now. I left the woods of Eder for the eastern reach. I claimed to seek to protect our colonists, but in truth, I sought the glory of battle.
She sighs and touches her brow.
Glory were nae to be had. Truth be told, I hold luckier than most. The Orlans o' Ayr Glanfath wielded blades that sheathed spirit as easily as flesh. Some of mine fellas were slaughtered body and soul.
Come again? I don't quite follow your meaning.
You speak of the Mind Hunters, Glanfathan warrior ciphers.
Aye, that I do. And a downright vicious bunch they are.
What happened to you?
One weird o' the will of the gods one. A farmer near a Boots log home invited the soldiers for dinner. 'Twas hairst, and the crop was rowdy. She and her man devised us a braw and gusty feast. Deer pie and salmon, a stew of cabbage, carrots, and potatoes. Squash roasted with pine nuts, and the sweetest honey bread I ever tasted.
Holy moly, I don't need to hear about your dinner. A weak smile spreads her mouth.
The Glanfathans riled the animals. By then we caught the trick, so the captain bade the farmer's family stay within. We skipped into the necht, approached the thick swine, and the arrows began to fall.
The smile has faded. Go on. She exhales, a long, thin sigh.
Ah, the shelter folk. Hunters and kempers bred aimed their arrows true, and 2 of us fell immediately. The Orlans rashed us down, small and shady, visible only by the violet flames that lit their blades.
Shelterfolk, the formal name for wood elves. You'll speak for sheltered people.
We drank it that firm in blood, both sides. In the end, only I remained, standing in the farmhouse door, holding mine innards in, waiting for another coxfeather to come and finish the work. I only lived because of that farmer. She sewed me up, fed me till I had health enough to stand. She said she owned me, but...
She shakes her head.
I think we both conned that we brought the trouble upon them with our presence. The raiders had been too many a slicht a simple farmhouse.
Your wounds trouble you still.
The pine bothered me little in mine youth. I fought ye. I set flames to black trees. I took arms again, the uprising at New Dunreed. After that, little welcome remained me in the new Duke's Kintra, and I travelled northward. Yet with age, the old wounds show new death. By my count, I've suffered 18 arrows and half again as many stabbings. That I yet live testifies to either my stubbornness or that of the gods. I ranged for years seeking a balm for the growing pine. Drink helped for a time, svev for another. Now, only these baths, infused with adra, dull the agony.
Well, thank you for sharing your story.
Aye. Thank you for listening. Few day. Unless there's anything you need, please, let me to mine water.
The woman dabs herself with a warm cloth. Farewell. Oh, hey. Into the water.
The cost of enjoying the bathhouse's unique offering is 1,000 copper per session.
The bathhouse steward crosses his arms and smiles. His look holds an invitation, but a warning too. Why so much?
A prudent question.
He draws himself up to his full height and puts his hands behind his back.
The bathwaters are infused with hand-refined luminous Adra, which promotes a holistic balance of the humors.
Really? You don't need to put Audra in everything you know.
Because of luminous Adra's remarkable qualities, it is also a significant investment to both supply and maintain. Ganor may tell you more if you're curious. He is something of an amateur alchemist, in addition to being a businessman of remarkable skill and insight.
Yes, I'm sure he's a remarkable businessman at those rates. I'll pass for now. I'm gonna talk to Ganor about this. Wait. Where are you, Ganor?
Your exchange with Amrio was...
Would you care to enjoy the bath's offerings? The price is 1,000 copper.
Fair enough.
I mean, if we've all got to get naked, we've got to get naked.
She laughs awkwardly, cheeks burning as she glances to Eder. Alok massages his temples, shaking his head. Pride?
Magic waters. Well, like another life ago.
Alok's got his book. Oh, right. That wasn't worth it.
Fine.
Thought I had to go in there to talk to this person. Ugh.
I hope we haven't spent too much time in the baths.
A young woman takes your measure wearing a concerned frown. It's fine. I don't work here.
I see. My thanks for clearing that up.
In any case, we hope you enjoy your time.
Her companion suddenly tips her head to shoo you away. Oh. What brings you to the bathhouse?
I am helping Herwina to conceive. She came all the way from the Deerwood, and I will see that she returns with arms laden with young.
Zainu grins her way.
After the Hollowborn crisis, I wanted no child of mine born in those blighted lands. This place is a miracle. Every day I emerge from the baths as a new woman, and my first child will be as strong as an Adra pillar.
She looks to Zainu with a bright smile. I don't think that's a guaranteed result.
Is that true?
She blinks at Zainu.
Do not listen. Luminous Adra is the life of the Deadfire. It can bring life to you, I say.
She rests her palm on Herwina's shoulder and dismisses you with a look. Charlatans.
Would you care to enjoy the bath's offerings?
I'll pass. Thanks. Darn pathfinding. Am I gonna explode the boiler? Beads of moisture run down the heated copper, leaving the perfume of refined Adra in their wake. I hope Plim brings food down soon. The boiler room isn't safe for guests. Please return to the main floor. This crack in the wall is perhaps just wide enough to accommodate an amoa squeezing in sideways. The passage seems to widen the deeper it goes. Squeeze through the crack. Okay. Archmage's vault. Nope, not gonna do that. A little high level for me. And up here.
I fear not.
Oh, we're in the way. Get out of the way, cat.
A lion's foot and an heavy bullet.
I don't need to do that. They're patrons. Are you of significance? You are not.
Get out!
Okay. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just taking your stuff, that's all. Is there going to be an animal up here? There is. There's always an animal.
Nago, you have truly put your foot in it this time.
On the balconies. Give me Noah. What do you do for me, Noah? Plus 25% stride. Cool.
Poste Nago, you have true.
Where to next? Let's go to this exit just in case.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Poste Nago.
Hey, Xoti. Those dreams of yours, they still getting to you?
I can deal with the dreams, for better or worse. What makes me sweat is the not knowing. What happens when I stand face to face with my god, and he reveals what he intends for me? What if it's not as I thought?
Yeah, I've had thoughts like that for a long time. Except now I'm worried about what he intends for the world.
Whatever it might be, at least we'll face it together.
Today's catch, I say. Fresh and hot, spiced to the tongue of outsider and local alike.
The vendor gestures to a bed of hot coals in his wagon, a flavorsome scent rising from bundles of meat-stuffed leaves. Show me what you've got. Never mind, I'm not hungry.
Does anyone but the gods know what's going on in Eder's head?
This is unexpected. Are you having some sort of problems, Xoti?
I mean...
Gaze downcast, Xoti sighs, the tip of her tongue. A peak of dusky rose dabs at the corner of her mouth, leaving a glimmer of wetness.
He's a right fine fella. Kind, too. But a little old.
Hands off, there's mine. You care for him, don't you?
I do. I tried not to, but I can't hardly help it.
She rushes through the confession with a soft blush and a nod. Hands on his hips, Seraphine grins.
He's just so considerate and nice. If not to me, then everyone else. And he's so darn big and strong. I know my pa would have liked him.
Oh, I know exactly the allure of Eder.
Problem is, I think he doesn't much like me, Watcher.
And why would you think that?
Aside from the fact that every time I talk to him, he shoots me down.
She grins crookedly, somehow looking both abashed and amused.
One night, while everyone was sleeping...
Eder gives a nod and a wink. Seraphine's eyes close as he nods along. Go on.
I might have borrowed a bottle of rum and shook him awake. I thought he'd be more open to talk by the light of my lantern. You know, if it was just the two of us. He looked at me like I was a scorpion that had crawled into his sleeping bag.
A faint trace of a smile forms on Eder's lips. Hands on his hips, Seraphine grins. There, this is cruel.
What should I do? You'll help me, Watcher, won't you?
You should probably pester him to talk more about Eothas and the Saints' War, or his dead brother.
And that's gonna get us to bumping uglies sooner than later, is it? Because every time I mention as much, it's like I got dead rat for breath.
Well, you're very forward, Xoti. Eder points affably in approval. Seraphine's eyes close as he nods along.
Call me skeptical. But I'll think on it. I can promise you that. Tell me what's on your mind.
It's very weird that Eder's listening in, apparently, because he's reacting to everything she's saying. How are you feeling? Have you suffered any recent nightmares?
They're there in my head when I sleep. And sometimes I can taste him on the back of my tongue like a smear of grit. Happens when I take in a particularly volatile soul.
That's all for now.
Sure thing, Watcher. So you're saying you're literally a pirate of the mind? You sail in and steal people's thoughts?
Behold, lass, I'm the original psychic piratical.
Not hardly. Even I've heard about Malnage. She's a cipher like you, ain't she? Only older.
Had to dredge up my cruel rival. You should know her arsehole itches when mention being made of her.
What a nasty hex. Tell me you weren't the one that put it on her. Darn, I hope that doesn't make her itch. Hell, or that. Now I'm just making it worse. I best shut my mouth before I cause more damage.
I like your style, kid.
Stealing, stealing, stealing.
I say, you look like someone who wants protection and a certain something about presence. Akira?
The Huana woman scans you up and down, nodding as she measures your proportions.
Holler if any of the iron or steel laying around catches your fancy. Or if you need something repaired, I'm happy to take a glance.
Show her the shards of the Blade of Endless Paths and the Whispers of Yenwood. Can you do anything with these?
Akira, but these wonders have suffered greatly. I say you must take better care of your things.
She sets down the shards and frowns at you. It's not wise to question how I use my weapons, Marihi.
Akira, as you say. I say I could repair these to their working order for 1,500 pyres each.
She thumbs her chin and considers.
Something about the metal. It yearns to bond as one. I could join all these pieces into a great sword for 3,000 pyres.
She lifts her gaze to meet yours, the excitement of a challenge in her eyes.
If you need iron or steel, maybe even something lighter, I've got plenty in stock.
She smiles and tips her head towards her wares. Periki's Outlook is an interesting place for an armorer.
Akira, they wouldn't put a traditional smith here unless she brought something special.
She sighs and glances toward her tools.
My clients wanted everything engraved and beautiful. Wasn't why I got into the business, but it keeps my debtors happy. I keep it interesting working with exotic materials like shark leather, since there's some demand and little supply.
She shrugs, running her hand across a length of hide. Show me what you have for sale, then. Queen's rule. Nothing I can afford, as usual. I could probably sell some stuff at this point. +2 max discipline. What's he got here? You've got bracers already. You don't. Oh, there's a person here. An armorer's trick has softened the abrasiveness of these dried shark skins. I probably could have stolen this. No, mechanic's too low anyway. Okay. A dark cupboard.
You look thirsty. A drink, sir?
I could use a drink.
Quench your thirst on the way up the mountain?
Maita inclines her head and gestures to a wagon loaded with kegs. What do you serve here?
Spirits and the like? No one this side of the slope will scorn you for a little indulgence.
She smiles.
Between us, folks tend to linger and spend coin in Perikis when they've had a few. Good for business, I say.
Sure enough, show me what you've got. Oh, nothing I want.